An FDA panel votes against distributing booster shots to most healthy Americans who received Pfizer's COVID vaccine.
Here to answer your questions is Dr. Mark Pasternak, the Unit Chief of Pediatric Infectious Disease at Mass General Hospital for Children. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We do want to ask you, the debate about extra doses seemed to divide the medical community, but it didn't divide this panel. They voted 16-2 to reject the White House plan to deliver shots to everyone this fall and unanimously to limit shots to people 65 and older. What can you tell us about those reasons?
The reason is primarily that the existing strategies seem to be quite effective. The current vaccine protocols have been very effective at preventing severe illness and preventing hospitalizations and greatly reducing fatal cases. Virtually everyone in the hospital these days with severe COVID infection has not been immunized. So although antibody titers have declined somewhat over the months since immunization programs have been undertaken, the goal is not just the antibody titers, but worrying about clinical outcomes. And the vaccines have shown themselves to be quite protective and quite effective.
Clearly, you understand the arguments on both sides more than most. Do you agree with the decision?
I do, for several reasons. First of all, there's never been a question that booster shots will be withheld from individuals who don't naturally make high levels of antibodies, so that aging individuals, individuals who are immunocompromised, frontline workers, and first responders who are all inclined to be listed for booster shots. The data on booster shot tolerance, the safety factor among healthy younger individuals, has not been well studied. The biggest experience with booster doses has come from Israel, where it was limited to individuals over the age of 60. And so we don't have a lot of experience immunizing younger healthy people with the booster dose. As everyone knows, there are very, very rare but serious potential side effects of the booster. And so we want to be sure that we're getting a safety profile that's consistent with widespread use. The use of booster shots, even in Israel, where it was studied, was based on very short-term follow-up. So the staying power of a booster dose is really not well understood as yet. So the questions seem to outweigh the answers at this stage, and the current program is working. And so I think caution is totally reasonable, with the understanding we will protect our highest risk population in a timely fashion.
That certainly makes sense. Some studies have suggested that protection from vaccines is starting to decline. If we don't need a booster shot now, do you think we will need one at some point soon?
It's a great question, and the answer is a definite maybe. I think a lot more work has to be done into what should go into a booster dose. Should we be using the current vaccine formulations? Should we be using a booster formulation that contains Delta virus protection specifically, or other variants that may emerge in the months ahead? I think there are a lot of questions to be answered. We don't want to be in a position where every 6 weeks or 8 weeks or 3 or 4 months, a new booster has to be developed, because the logistics and the politics of immunizing large numbers of people is really challenging. So we should really have our ducks lined up nicely before we embark on a new booster protocol. I think careful monitoring was going on regularly, and I think if the need for a booster continues or grows, that the government will definitely proceed along those lines.
Okay, and just quickly, we know those who are immunocompromised are already eligible to receive a booster shot. That hasn't changed, correct?
That's absolutely correct. I think it's extremely important for individuals who meet the criteria of immunocompromise or immunodeficiency to proceed and to be immunized in a timely fashion.
All right, Dr. Mark Pasternak, the Unit Chief of Pediatric Infectious Disease at Mass General Hospital for Children. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We really appreciate your insight.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you for having me.